So there is a saying that hard times create great men create good times create weak men create hard times. Now, if you want to look at this in a family sense, right? Weaker men in the family will bring down that family, will create the hard times in the family, right? They're not doing anything. They're not, taking responsibility. They're not holding their family up. So they're creating hard times, right? And then hard times create great men. But then this is the thing, when there is hard times for a man, that man will take advantage and be a great man and rise up. So we hear a lot of stories of some famous people and all this stuff who were, so poor, working hard, right? And then they rised up to the top, right? Because they had a hard time to create a great man. And then when great men, they create good times, right? So this is where we need to be careful with our children. You started from the bottom. You were in that hard time. You created a great man. Then you rised up. And now you have children. You created a good time for your children. This is why a lot of the top Jewish families, they throw their children back into the bottom to create great workers, great people. That's the whole idea. Because if you sit in that circle, lots of people have told me, the Chinese are 3 generation, right?
Yes.
The 3 generation.
Rich cannot last 3 generations.
And this is why, because hard times create great men. So your grandfather has created great, right? The hard time. Your grandfather created good times, which created the son, right? Which created the son is weak. And then the weak son created hard times for the grandson, and then the grandson crashed everything. And then you're back at hard times. So this is the classic of the 3 generation. Why do the top Jewish families can keep this? It's because they take their children out and throw them in the hard times. Many of them, yes, they have trust fund. Yes, they maybe have a little bit better life than, maybe the average person. But in reality, they work very hard to get there. They get thrown down to the bottom, cleaning toilets, going to the army, right? And doing many, many things to work their way up. They start from janitor to up, right? Mailroom to up. So this is the idea. So you always have to begin at the hard times to go around. Because if you start at the good times, then you're just going to end up with weak men.